And good morning, One Life America. This is Jeff Bowles. It's great to be on the call with you this morning. I can see that we have some signal now. I had to make sure that you guys could hear me. So good to be on the call now. And thank you so much for being with us. It is yet another beautiful day as we host a conference call. We have a wonderful guest on the call with us this morning, Mr. Benji Crooms. So it's great to be with you. It is Monday, June the 12th. And we have an excellent call planned for you. Haven't had a call in a few weeks. We've had some holiday weekends and had last week off as well. So we're getting back in the swing of things. And, man, do we have a dynamic person on the call with us this week to get us back on track in Mr. Crooms. So thank all of you for joining us this morning. We're very excited about the call. And before we get too far in, we always try to start with either some type of devotional or with our verse of the week. This week we do have a verse of the week. It comes from Jeremiah 29:12-13. Now we all know Jeremiah 29:11. That's the verse that is so heavily quoted, I guess you could say. The one that talks about, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, and talking about those plans being for your good. And I love that verse. I know a lot of people really hold fast to that verse, and it's a very good one. My favorite part is the next two verses after that, and I'll give you a little backstory at it while we're at this. Jeremiah was a prophet, and the people of Israel, the Israelites, or the Jewish people, if you want to say that, they were in captivity. They were in Babylon. They wanted to be in their homeland, but they were exiled. A good number of them were exiled to Babylon. They didn't want to be there. They were upset about it. They had been just hoping and yearning to be back home, as most all of us would. Well, what actually ended up happening is they were wanting so badly to be back home, they would look to just anybody that would give them good news. Their itching ears wanted to hear what they wanted to hear, and so they were looking to soothsayers. They were looking to false prophets. They were looking to all sorts of people that would tell them, hey, you're going to be back home soon, or you're coming back, or the Lord's going to bring you back, or what have you. And some people were, some of these false prophets, I would assume, were even saying it was of, God Jehovah, that he had told them these things, but they weren't true prophets. The truth is, God told them they had a period of 70 years. This is just a few scriptures before Jeremiah 29:11, where God's talking about, I know the plans I have for you, and that they're plans to give you a hope, give you a future, that he has good plans for you. Certainly we all want to know that, but we don't want to hear the part about you got 70 years of trial. You got 70 years of being tested. That's exactly what God told the people through the prophet Jeremiah just before he gave them that wonderful promise. He said, you got 70 years there. Go ahead and lay down some roots. Go ahead and have children. Go ahead and be a blessing to those people where you are. And I'm just here to tell you this morning that whatever you're going through, go ahead and just grin and say, you know what, we can sit there and think about the bright days coming ahead, and certainly that's a good thing. But through the process, we need to do two things. First of all, we need to put down our roots. We need to not be negative about the place God has for us, not just be constantly dreaming and looking for what's coming, but through the process, be a blessing to the people around us, number one. And then the second thing is probably the most important thing, and the thing I love the most about this group of three verses here, and that's these last two in Jeremiah 29:12 and 13, and it says this, in those days, okay? And I believe, from my understanding, it's talking about those 70 years of waiting. In those days, when you pray, God says, I will listen. Then after that, the next verse says, if you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me. The thing that I love not only about what God tells his people here is not only, first of all, put down roots, be a blessing where you're at, and then take heart, there's a future coming that's going to be great for you. But also after that, he says, when you pray, I'll listen. I'll be there for you. You can call on me. And it says right after that, if you look to me wholeheartedly, you will find me. You know, the blessing in being a believer and knowing the Lord is not just in the promise of the future that you have to come. It's not just in the blessings that he's going to give you. But most of all, I believe that it's in the fact that he is always with us. One of the last things Jesus told us was, I will be with you even to the end. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I believe that's at the end of Matthew. And that's the most important thing, that the Lord will always be with us if we look to him wholeheartedly. And that's what I hope that you do today. Not only be a blessing after that, and I'll also look to your future that's bright, if you know the Lord, but also to look to him with your whole heart. And I hope you're not neglecting to do that, going through whatever you're going through. Let's pray quickly. Lord, I just thank you so much for these verses here. I thank you so much for your promise that you are always with us. You're always there to hear us when we call on you. And God, I just thank you that you are always a God that can be found if we search you with all of our hearts. So God, I pray that every single person on this heart dedicates their entire heart and life to you. Lord, I pray that we set all the things aside that so easily beset us, and we run the race with confidence after you. And I just thank you for that. Be with us the rest of this call. Be with each and every agent on this call. And God, we just give you all the praise and glory and honor for what you have done, what you are doing, and what you are going to do. It's in the mighty and wonderful name of Jesus we pray. And hopefully everyone says amen. All right, well, quickly, we've got a couple of updates for you. We do not have a marketing update this week. I'll get with David, and hopefully we'll have you a good marketing update next week. Do have your leaderboard. We've got an agency report. We also have the team leaderboard, and then the top 10 list for agents. And, hey, we've got last names back, so that's wonderful. We can recognize some of you guys. But want to let you know, first of all, for All of One Life, and we're looking at the reports for 5/22 through 5/26. For All of One Life, did yet another excellent week. $1,100,621 worth of submitted annualized production. So a little golf clap for all of you. Excellent job. We'll move now to the team reports. At number 5, we've got the health group that came in with an excellent week at $61,057 worth of submitted AP. At number 4, How Insurance Services, one of our newer teams to the One Life company here, and they did $62,628. At number 3, Mr. David Bowles out of Meridian. I tend to know that guy pretty well. I'm Jeff Bowles. That's my dad's group. So proud of these guys here out of Meridian. They did $77,679 worth of submitted AP. At number 2, Life Management Group out of Auburn, Alabama. Came in at number 2 with $134,986 submitted AP. Wow. And at number 1, and have been at number 1 for a little while now, trending to be possibly the team of the year. At number 1, the team of the week most certainly is Innovative Insurance Brokers with $162,184 worth of submitted AP. We'll move now to our leaderboard for agents. Starting at number 10, a guy we know, I believe he works out of the Meridian office. If you want to call it that, I know he's at least in our area. Mr. Eddie Entrican came in with $7,639 submitted AP. Congrats, Eddie. And at number 9, Christopher Warner, $8,245 submitted AP. At number 8, Mr. Jonathan Lawless with $8,413. At number 7, Mr. Cooper Deloche. He is doing just absolutely phenomenal. He's also out of our Meridian office. I can say that having talked with him, and I believe he was on a conference call here a couple of weeks ago. So Cooper continuing on his just incredible pace at $8,627. At number 6, Brad Chisholm came in with $8,744 for the top half of the leaderboard. As we reach number 5, Mr. Ryan Reynolds, $9,041 submitted AP. At number 4, our reigning agent of the year, Mr. Scott Shaddy, doing an excellent job up there out of Chicago. He wrote $9,586. At number 3 for our top 3, James Mixner with $10,399. Also, one of our managers out of Meridian, Mr. Ron Reed, with $12,008 submitted AP. And number one for the Agent of the Week here at One Life America, a big congratulations goes out to Marilyn Newman. Congratulations, Marilyn, on an excellent week. And now we'll move to our featured speaker, what I'm sure most all of you are here for. But again, thank you all for being here. But most especially, I want to thank our special guest for being on the call. Benji, if you can hear me, what I'll do is just go ahead and have you press *6. That'll unmute your line. It should tell you that you're unmuted. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this nice introduction for you. And, of course, most all of you guys already know Benji, but I want to give him a proper introduction for those of you that may not. Mr. Crooms has been with One Life America for 17 years now. He spent his first 9 years as an award-winning field agent and was then given the opportunity to help launch One Life's call center operations. Most recently, Benji accepted the position of agency director, where he's working to build a sales team while continuing to manage the call center. During his tenure, he has received numerous awards, including a 2-time Division Manager of the Year, also a 2-time Call Center Manager of the Year, as well as the recipient of the inaugural One Life America Core Value Award for demonstrating outstanding character. And by all accounts, that is certainly one thing that Benji is noted for. Benji credits much of his success to his wife of 19 years, Melissa Crooms. Together they have 3 children, Brennan, who's age 18, Peyton, it's age 16, and Ryan, it's age 12. Benji can be found regularly supporting them on the sidelines of their various baseball, softball, dance, and cheerleading events. In addition, Benji and his family are active in their church that they attend in Metter, Georgia. If you will, please help me make welcome. It's my honor to introduce Mr. Benji Crooms. Benji, are you on the call with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Thank you for being on the call, man. The floor is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for allowing me to be. I'm humbled that you would ask me to be a part of this, but I'm excited at the same time and ready to get started because I know we don't want to be on the phone all day. So I'm going to ask you, if you're listening to this, that you grab a pen and a piece of paper and understand that God has you here for a reason, and He's got you here to learn. You know, the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. It's the same thing in sales. We have to read. We have to invest in ourselves. And this will give you 12 to 15 minutes, hopefully, of time to do that while you're riding in your car, while you're at your desk, whatever you may be doing. I always like to add a little Jesus to what I'm doing, so I have 3 verses here that will kind of work together with each other. The first one is in Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. A lot of times we get caught up in doing that for someone else, to impress someone else, but let's impress God. Second, 1 Corinthians 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. And you may say, okay, Benji, well, how do we do all that? Yeah, it's good to talk about Jesus, good to throw the Bible in there, but help me understand how to make that work. Well, I'll do that. In Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Now, that's my Jesus moment today. Let's get after it and let's learn something here for the next few minutes about mindset, about motivation. And I'm going to put some tidbits in there about work throughout the day and throughout your week also. So if you're here for the motivation, hopefully you'll get that. Or if you're here to learn something about what we do every day, hopefully you'll get that. We're going to kind of mix it up here and give you a shot at learning a little bit about both. So mindset, our job is so mental. You know, you can learn sales, you can learn the skills, but it's just so mental, especially if you're out there day by yourself. So we're going to talk about a few points here to start with as to how to stay motivated, how to stay in the know, and how to keep yourself going every day. The first point is ambition. or goal. The first thing you got to have a goal. You got to have something to shoot at. You don't just go out and start shooting up in the air at things. You got to have a target. You got to have a goal to shoot at every week. My goal was to write $3,000 of life insurance of level premium, and also to write 2 to 5 Medicare plans every week. And that's the goal. Do I hit it every week? Nope. But is that what I shoot for? Exactly. Every week. Because I also have to manage the call center and a team. So anyway, that's number one. Have a dream, have a goal. Number two, expectancy. Believe that you can figure this thing out. Believe that you can do it. Without that, you're going to fail from the beginning. You have to believe that you can do it, and then believe that it will come true. Go back to Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord. Trust in what He tells you. Trust in what He says that He will do every day, but believe it will come true. Number three is focus. This is where a lot of us lack, including myself on some weeks. You got to stay focused on those goals. Have those goals in front of you at all times. Write them down. I listen to Grant Cardone a lot. He talks about writing your goals twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, but write them down. Look at what you need to do every day. Write it out. I mean, figure it out. You don't just go out there and not know what you're supposed to be doing every day. So you got to be focused. Stay focused. Number four is effort. Effort. Create momentum. The big mo, as they call it, but create momentum. Make sure to accomplish one of your goals each day. I always tell our people, accomplishment is a great thing. If you accomplish something every day, it's just something inside of us that motivates us when we can accomplish something. It doesn't matter how big or how little. A lot of times, in my yard, if I do some work or I do something around my house, I've accomplished something. When I get through, I feel really good inside. Or at work, when I hit that goal, I've accomplished it, and it makes me feel real good. As a matter of fact, that momentum creates motivation. It makes me want to get out there and work a little harder next week, to do it again, to do a little more the next time. So effort, give 100% effort to create momentum, which in turn creates motivation. Number five, this is a big one. The last two are really huge. It's attitude. With so much negative around us today, whether it's politics or whether it's family or whether it's work or whatever it is, there's a lot of negative that we face from day to day. We have to get up. We have to wake up with the right attitude to defend these negatives away from us. And I truly believe that waking up every day and starting your morning with God will give us such momentum to be able to fight this stuff, will give us the right attitude to fight it. I tell our guys here, you need to take every day and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. To start your day, get up in the morning, write 3 things that you're grateful for. That may seem kind of, I don't know, minute or childish or what have you, but I promise you, if you will start to be thankful and to be grateful for the things in your life that you love and that you're grateful for, that God has sent your way, you'll see a huge improvement in your life and in your attitude. Learn how to improve your attitude. Meet people who are in a higher place of joy. When I was putting this together, listening to something, I heard that. Learn how to meet people who are in a higher place of joy. Man, that's awesome. I love to be around happy people. Now, there's some people who say, no, I don't want to be, I can't believe they're happy all the time. I don't believe that. I don't want to be, So you can continue that negativity or that negative attitude, but you'll never come out of it until you surround yourself with people who are in a higher place of joy and have an outlook each day that says, I can do this. You need to be around people who love to grow and who love to give. You can create momentum in your life when you learn how to grow every day, become better, and you learn how to give. And Jesus was the great example of that. But we have to grow ourselves. We never make it. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but we don't ever just make it. We have to grow ourselves, and we have to be better every day. And then, of course, you have to believe in yourself, as I said earlier, that you can do it. I believe I can get it done. This last one on motivation here is environment. This is a big one for us. Do you have the right people around you? Do you surround yourself with the right people? At the last academy, I listened to several of the speakers talk about replacing people at your table, and I actually had to come home and clean house at my table, and I shouldn't say clean house, but I had to invite some people in and remove some people in my life because of the environment that it was causing in my life. And this environment starts at your home life all the way to the end of your workday. Who are the people that you surround yourself with the most? Who are the people that you are allowing to have influence in your life? And whether you know it or not, and a lot of times we don't realize that our friends have a major impact on who we are, and a lot, I go back. We don't realize that a lot of times the impact that they have on our health, on our drive, on our motivation, on our success, on our financial situation. These people have a huge impact, and you're fooling yourself if you sit around and say, "Oh no, they don't." I do my own thing. They are impacting you. Trust me. So you may have to look at changing out some people at your table that you surround yourself with, or you and your wife surround yourself with, but surround yourself with great people who love and care about you and who are at a different level a lot of times. So, and you may ask, well, okay, give me some examples of how to change myself. Okay, I will. Go to seminars. Spend some money on investing in yourself. Spend some money on investing in your marriage. My wife and I try and go to a marriage retreat every year for a weekend and work on our marriage. And I think that's why God has helped us to be together 19 years, and why after 19 years she is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me, and stronger now than ever. And I know that's because of God and Him allowing us to invest. But invest in yourself. Invest in your marriage. Go to seminars, go listen to things, buy things that help you while you're in your car to make yourself better. Do some personal development. Go volunteer. Do things at your church or with a church group. I have a small group at my church, and we meet once a month, and it's amazing because those people, we have come together and we love each other and care for each other, and we pick each other up when we're down. So those are things that you can do. But one of the biggest things is get out of your comfort zone. We as humans love to be comfortable. Get around people, again, who want to grow and give. You'll be stronger, and you'll begin to contribute at a greater level. So those are the things to help yourself motivate yourself a little more every day. Our goals: expectancy, focus, effort, attitude, and environment. Now let's talk about a few things, and then I'm going to wrap it up when it comes to work. Number one of the things that we have started doing in our office, or at least trying to do every week, is we try to see every lead. If we get a no on the phone, we try to show up at their door. And if we have agents who are door knocking only, they want to do everything they can in the 3 to 4 days that they're out there to knock on every door and get a face in front of them. So see every lead. I promise you, if you get a no on the phone, show up at the door and see. You'll make sales, I promise. Do away with distractions. I put stay till you're done. I know there's always that call that says, hey, I need you here, I need you there, I need you over here. Stay focused. That's one of our motivation factors there. Stay focused on what you're doing and cut out the distractions throughout your day. Sometimes I just have to cut my phone off, and I have to listen to things that motivate me, of course, that keep me going throughout the day. But stay until you're done and do away with distractions. Finish strong. Don't give up when it's bad. There's so many times that I've had agents over the last few weeks call me and go, man, I almost just went home, at 5 o'clock today because I didn't have a good day. The people didn't show up or what have you, but I decided to go back around and catch those that no-showed me or that I couldn't get earlier, and I ended up writing $2,000 because of it. Stay until you're done. Finish strong. Don't quit. Don't give up. Quitting is not an option. no matter how bad it is, continue to push through. You never know when the light at the end of the tunnel, when you're about to break through. Two more things: read, study, and pray. Always work on yourself. And this kind of goes back to our motivation things, but you got to be working on yourself. Wherever I'm driving, each day, from the time I leave my house to the time I get to my first appointment, I'm on some YouTube video or I'm on some book with my Audible account listening at how to be better in every area. Pick an area of your life this week: health, finances, spiritual, work, sales. It doesn't matter. Pick an area and focus on that area every week. Take that whole week and focus on that particular area, and then move on to the next area. But find a book, find a YouTube video, find something that motivates you to keep you going. Put a picture of your family in your car. Whatever you have to do, but invest in yourself, work on yourself every day. Do not let a day pass to where you don't get better. You should be able to come home every night, look in the mirror, and ask the question, did I do everything in my power to make myself better today? We've got to work on ourselves. We cannot just continue to get up and do life. So read, study something, pray, invest. And the last thing is, this is sales. So sometimes we do have a bad week, or we do have a bad month, or whatever it may be. But the last point here, stay away from negative. Get away from it. If you got guys or people around you that are just negative, the Chicken Little theory, the sky's falling, everything's about to fall apart on us, you need to get away from those people, or you need to train them that, hey, you're going to have to be positive, or else I'm going to have to go and find me a different environment. And I know we're all guilty of being negative at some times, but you've got to do everything in your power to try and block out the negative in your life today. Guys, I love you. I appreciate every one of you. One Life, there's never been a better time to be at One Life than now. And I told Scotty this last week. I said, I honestly believe the best is yet to come. And, people look and go, man, we're writing 1 million, 1.5 million every week. I believe with all my heart right now that the best is yet to come. We've not seen the best at One Life, but it is coming. And I appreciate each one of you for being on here. If you're not on here, I appreciate you listening to this. And if in any way, anytime I can help you, please call me, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. But get with me, and I'll be glad to help you any way that I can. Thank you. God bless. Jeff, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the call, Benji. And thank all of you for joining us again this week. We've been promising for quite a while to keep you under 30 minutes, and we are coming in right under the button, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Sometimes we'll take questions, but Benji has given you the opportunity to reach out to him. If you want maybe any of the folks we've had on the conference call, if you want to reach out to them, you want to contact them in some way, contact me, and I will certainly plug you in with them. My phone number, I'll go ahead and give you that if you like, 601-604-1335. That is my cell number. Email address is jbowles@onelifeamerica.com. So feel free to reach out to us, and we'll get you plugged in. Thank you again so much for being on this week's conference call. That's going to wrap us up for this week. As always, we hope you have a wonderful week. God bless.